Hello, my name is Rachel Toledo, and I'm here today to tell you my testimony. Testimony when I gave my life to Christ, and I'll tell you a little bit about my background. About 10 years ago, I was working in a lab as a, science technician, and I started using the, forgetting things and the abilities and not doing a lot of things, and didn't know what was wrong with me, and I started falling. And they detected me 10 years ago with MS. And this testimony is about how I was able to overcome a disease that the state of California redeemed me uncurable. But God had the last word because God said, no, son, I'm not done with you yet. So ever since I've done my, become Christian, sorry about that, I have had a journey. I became Christian 10 years ago, and I know that it was thanks to the prayers of my family, my sister, and my father and my mother. And I was near death. They detected MS, which many know that it's not curable. Every major organ in my body was shutting down, and the doctors told me that I would not live. So at that point, who wants to live, right? Barely living. Maybe 100 pounds I weighed. I couldn't eat. So I started getting into, taking pain pills and drinking alcohol. So that didn't make things better either. But at that time I thought, well, what the heck? I'm dying anyways, right? But God had a plan for me because at that time I had to reach out to my sister, biological. Her name is Rosie. Hi, Rosie, if you see this. And said, hey, I don't have another choice. I don't have a choice. It's either I'm going to die or let me know who God is. Who is your God? Because being Catholic, I know who God was and I know who the devil was, but I just never had a relationship with the Lord because I didn't know what a relationship with the Lord was or what it looked like. Even open a Bible, forget about that. I didn't even know that either. But in this journey, I learned that I had to do something before I was going to die. So my sister was able to get a hold of a good friend of hers. Well, at the time didn't know, but now is a good friend, an apostle. He fasted 40 days, water, poor guy. And he reached out and said, hey, you have a sister that's dying and the Lord wants me to pray for her. That's why it's very important to be obedient when the Lord tells you to do something. And so that happened, and he came and he prayed for me. And he prayed for me immediately. I felt the desire to eat because I wasn't eating. And that was the first indication that, there's something different about this. There's something real about this because I felt the presence and I didn't even know what it was, but I felt something. And after that, I was given a book called Unforgiveness. And I found out that multiple sclerosis being an immune system, it attacks your immune system. That unforgiveness, I know as an administrator of deliverance, unforgiveness is arthritis. Unforgiveness is autoimmune disease. If you can research it in the secular, you can find out that it's related. They found out. So I was bitter, angry, rebellion, you name it, I had it. I was not a good person. I'll tell you that much. They call me Switchblade Rachel now. And I realized, that it's important for me to change my life in the way I was, and being bitter and angry was not going to get me anywhere but sick and dying, right? So I started getting into the Bible. It was very weird how I approached the Bible because I had no idea what to do with the Bible. So I literally got the Bible because I heard that the Lord speaks and I didn't even know what that looked like. Okay, I was very naive about all of that. I literally got the Bible and I just opened it, just let it fall open, and I said, speak. Come on now. This is me being transparent. And I first started reading it and I didn't understand, well, what does he want me to understand about this? But he literally would focus on or highlight certain areas of the Bible for me to read. And when I read them, it was like he was talking to me, like he was relating to me what I was going through in my life, all my trials, my tribulations, my sicknesses. And I was like, wait a minute, there's something here. And as I got to read the Bible, and it tells you, that his word does not come back void. And if you know his word and you believe his word and you live his word, he is true to be there and help you in every circumstance. I'm not only here to talk about my testimony, I'm also here to give you hope and encouragement. then no matter how busted and disgusted you are, because I was there, addiction, had it. Younger days, promiscuity, had it. Baby daddy issues, if we all know what that means. A lot of different things that I had. But I also understood that God could deliver me from these things because I took the word, and being as a scientist minded, cause and effect, once I got that the Bible is cause and effect, if you do this, this happens, if you do that, that happens, right? I understood it, but I not only understood it, I started living it, putting it into practice in my everyday life, going, you know what? How can I use this scripture? How can I encourage others? Because now you see me 10 years later, they cannot find MS anymore. All my organs are back into the system. I have a heart that's a little enlarged, but like I say, it's big because I love people. And this is true. I do have a love of people. Because God is love, and we need to love each other. And not only love each other, but to be unified in these end times, that we need to be together more than ever. It's not about jealousy. It's not about competition, girls and boys. It's about being about Christ and about kingdom expansion, kingdom business, and helping other brothers and sisters to be liberated from this bondage. I've only known Christ for 10 years. Man, I wish I would have known him 30, 40 years ago. I'm 60 now. But you know what? God will extend your years. I know that. He will give you strength and energy and courage to do what you need to do. Because he's done it for me. And I'm not special. I just listen and be obedient. That's it. Sacrifice is there. But guess what? The mark is to make it to him. And sacrifice, we need to do it. Tribulation, we shall be in it. God had it. Who are we, right? So come on now. I encourage you today. I hope my testimony, it wasn't all there. I did it pretty fast. But I didn't want to bore you guys. I want to make it interesting. I want you guys to know that God is real. And God can heal you too. And God can not only heal your body, mind, and soul. But wow, be free and free indeed. It feels good. It feels good not to worry about anything, but to pray about everything. And to hear his voice, to know that he is there with me wherever I go, is the best thing I could ever have done in my life. Addiction? Jesus? I don't want this anymore. I want this. So I encourage you today, and I hope that this has encouraged you. I do teach. I do deliverance. And I am available. Thank you.